the beginning of the summer game mess. This was day one. This was day one. And just real quick, like you said, Eslam, it definitely had major ramifications for the LWGF EGL. It definitely did. A lot of games that Eslam has, apparently a game that Danny has that's not coming out. A couple games that some people might want to pick up or drop. Oh, there's some stuff out there. Go check it out. But if you guys want to know what's going on in League, you could always go to fantasycritic.games, look for the Los Wise Guys thing, we're a public thing, and I even decided to tweet our ranking. I put in a new thing in the message board thing for the thing so we could all check it out.
Still in second place, baby.
You're still in second place. Yeah. I put a lot of work into that. I know no one reads it, so I'm just going to promote it. You do?
I read it all the time. Yeah.
And it's just like
I check it every time I sign in to make sure see if it was updated or not.
Yeah.
Because you always write something funny in there.
I try to do stuff. Appreciate you. Thank you. And I was like, I even do go to the point where I'm doing calculations of how much we've like increased points or decreased points and everything. Like I'm going all out for that. But that's enough about our league. Let's get into the state of play. So
that's right.
It was PlayStation State of Play, first ever. The first thing of Summer Games Mess. Their main focus was third-party games and PlayStation VR 2.
Henry has Final Fantasy.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was you. You have another one though, right?
Does he have Final Fantasy 16, or are you talking about the other Final Fantasy?
Actually, he has Ever Crisis.
Yeah, that's a completely different thing.
No, you have 16, the one that got delayed to 2023.
I don't think anyone has it, Eslam.
I could have sworn I saw it.
Yeah, Eslam, you know who had it? You had it last season.
No, I'm pretty sure.
Like, I know for a fact you had it last season, because I remember when you picked it up, I was like, that's stupid.
I'm looking at this now. I don't see it.
You guys look at it. I'm going to start going into it. No one has it.
Go for it. Fuck it. Go for it.
It started off with Resident Evil 4 Remake. That's a game that Henry has that's coming out next year.
Yep.
So that's going to be released March 23rd, 2023. Along with the Resident Evil 4 Remake, they went on to show that they're going to do Resident Evil 7, a.k.a. Resident Evil Village, in VR. Resident Evil 6 in VR was a very huge success, so no surprise they're doing that. Capcom is definitely trying to get into the PlayStation VR game, so I'm sure it's going to be a big hit. I'm sure it's going to be successful. The fact that they're doing Resident Evil 4 as a remake is sort of interesting because that already is, by many, considered to be one of the most favorite of the Resident Evils. But they've been remaking all the other Resident Evil games, so I mean, you kind of saw it coming, but at the same time, it was a little bit surprising that they're going to do it.
So
but hopefully, it's good.
Totally revamping the story, or are they just up into the graphics? It's like a whole new game, or?
So that's the thing. So it's a remake as opposed to a I can't think of the other term right now. So a remake is usually a full we're gonna overhaul the whole game. Sometimes it goes so far as to even changing up the story. Now, Resident Evil has done that. With the Resident Evil 2 and 3, they changed up the story a little bit here and there. I'm not a big Resident Evil guy, so I didn't play the original or the new one. I've dabbled in it, in the old stuff, but I don't really know it. So they might be twisting the story around just a little bit, just to keep it interesting. Like Final Fantasy VII Remake, they kind of revamped the whole story. Reboot is the other thing. Not reboot, no. I'll get to it. But it's not. It's another word. So they're doing that. Then, as a huge surprise, they did the Spider-Man remaster, which is going to PC. A lot of PlayStation games have been going to PC, but this was one of the ones that it did so well on PlayStation, it seemed like they were going to try to keep it on PlayStation. Like, hey, if you want to play Spider-Man, you got to play it here.
It also came out that that game was supposed to go to Xbox first, and they were
nah. This game was never going to Xbox.
No. Before it was gonna. Before. Not
oh, you're talking
before.
about before the Sony picked it up.
All the way back in the day when Marvel went to Xbox.
When Activision lost the license to Spider-Man.
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you want to make this an exclusive? And Xbox turned them down.
Yeah, Xbox wanted to focus on... No, not at all. Xbox said, we want to focus on Game Pass and try to develop our own studios. We need to do that, which is very smart. Very smart on their end. Yeah, they didn't get Spider-Man, but let's be real. I don't think Xbox could have made a good Spider-Man like PlayStation did. So, it just wouldn't have been as successful.
I thought the studio was making it. They would have just made it exclusively for.
No. Sony straight up got the rights to it.
Oh, well, so Sony's the one that made the game.
Yeah, Sony made the game. It's a first party game and everything. It's Insomniac who made it, and then they after the success of Spider-Man, they purchased Insomniac, but they were like, we have the license, we're just going to license it out to you to we'll publish the game. You
so
develop
Insomniac is the one that made the game, which is why it's good. But Sony chose them to do it.
Yeah, because Sony had the
Xbox
IP.
would have done the same. It would have been the same game essentially, but just for Xbox.
Definitely not.
Never.
Definitely not.
All right,
PlayStation was the one who was looking over it. Xbox would have been like, at that time, Xbox would have looked at it like, yeah, no, this is good enough. Go for it. Send it out. PlayStation is like, no, we want this shit to be good. You don't put it out until it's good. Like, Xbox is getting to that point now. Back then, they were not that.
Okay. I just thought because it was Insomniac, then that's just internally how they make games. And
it could have been. Insomniac also has a very big like history with PlayStation. They used to have it with Xbox too, but they were always been more of a PlayStation side of studio.
That's besides the point. Sorry.
Yeah.
For the,
no, it's random. So that's going to be on PC come August 12th. Then we got into some more VR stuff. They showed off Horizon Forbidden West. That's incorrect. They showed Horizon Call of the Mountain for PSVR 2, which Eslam you have in your league.
But they didn't announce a date for it coming out, right?
I know. I was going to get into that after.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They didn't announce a date for it coming out, right?
They did not announce a date for it, and I paid attention. So very happy about that. Very happy about that.
So they did show gameplay, but they did not announce a date. So there is a possibility that it will not come out this year, but there's also a possibility that it will.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't. But no, the game looks really good. That's the thing. For a VR game, it looks like that's obviously gonna be like the big PSVR 2. It's like, hey, you want to get this, so you play this. Like that's their big push.
And so this is a new one, Call of the Mountain, Horizon Call of the Mountain.
It's their VR game. It's another so it's like a side game. And then Horizon Forbidden West, like you guys alluded to, is getting a major update where they have different like hard modes going on. You could there's like a new game plus where you could play with like gear that you have towards the end of the game and outfits from the end of the game that you can play from the beginning. There's going to be new like challenges and trophies, not PlayStation trophies, just trophies within the game. And stuff like that. So nothing that really that's going to make me go back, but I'm sure somebody somewhere would enjoy that. Huge one after that was the Callisto Protocol.
Yeah, that one looked good. I like that.
Yeah, and it has a release date now. It's coming out December 2nd. So the Callisto Protocol is something that's been in the news lately. Apparently, it was revealed that it was part of the PUBG world, but it's not anymore. Everyone's like, why the fuck was this part of the PUBG world? Like, it has nothing to do with PUBG. And then they're like, well, it's not. The game's coming out. Don't worry about it. The game's coming out. So, like, that's how that went. So, Callisto Protocol looks good. It reminds me a lot of Dead Space, which is supposed to be coming out early next year. So, surprising that they're going to put this out right before Dead Space comes out. But it looks good. Looks like a good horror game, first person. Then we had the Roller Drome. What do you guys think of that? That was the first reveal of that game ever.
I really like the art style of it. That was enjoyable. It looked interesting. Looked like it would be an interesting gameplay, but I don't feel like it's a long... Like, I feel like you go in, play it for a little bit, you're like, all right, this is cool, and then you just leave.
That's the same feeling I got. It looked interesting, but it's just like a in-and-out game, like something you play.
I feel like it could become an esport game, though, where it's like challenges and like you play it professionally, people playing against each other, big online community.
If they have multiplayer, from what I remember, it was just the one person.
Multiplayer could be something they add on later, but it looked interesting. The thing that stood out to me was the art style. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, when they first revealed it, I thought it was Sable, which came out last year. Same art style, like almost the exact same art style. I was like, oh shit, Sable's coming to next gen, or Sable's having a quick sequel or something like that. But no, it's just you're going off a quarter pipe on some skates with some guns. Why not?
Hell yeah.
But
exactly.
Yeah, cool concept. Then we had the game that just proved that video game companies are running out of names. Eternites was announced.
Oh yeah.
It's like when I saw that, I was like, bro, we were running out of names. Like, it's like we don't know what else to call games. It seems cool, very very much anime-esque. It did have a few kind of like Persona vibes, not so much in the gameplay, but like the visuals.
I feel like that's a Henry game.
It could potentially be like it was winning me over a little bit. I want to see where that was going to go. But I don't know. We'll see.
The play style I didn't really care for. but really they were like, but it was just like a dating sim action game, something like that. They said,
which blew everybody's minds. And I was like, wait, that's
which I was like, that's
sim?
the interesting part of it, because you saw it's just like, hey, you click this button to hold hand or like kiss or whatever, and I was just like, oh, this is interesting. Like you're making relationships with these people that you're fighting with, and I'm sure like that's gonna affect their powers or their ability to fight with you or power you up, which could be interesting depending on your fighting style.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. It looked like a really cool game. I think it could be popular once it releases.
Yeah.
For me, I don't think it's for me though. Like,
it's a game that I feel like if it makes its way over to Game Pass at some point, I'll try it there. Like I'm not right now. It doesn't look like I'm going to go out of my way to buy it, but it's like, hey, I already have the service. Whatever, I could try it out. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Maybe I'll like it. 100%.
Yeah.
So we got that. Another VR game, PlayStation VR 2 game that was talked about was The Walking Dead: Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. I didn't know there was going to be a part 2. I remember the game came out. I knew nothing about it. I was like, I already played the greatest Walking Dead video game there was. Just the Walking Dead like Telltale series. I didn't need anything else. That was fun. But this is there for people who want it. I mean, I guess enough people liked it if they're making a sequel, so there's that. Also, there's going to be a No Man's Sky thing for VR.
Yeah, PSVR too,
Yeah. Yep. Then we got to see some Final Fantasy 16
gameplay.
I mean, was there gameplay? I'm trying to think.
Or
I think it was mostly just
cutscenes.
I think it was mostly cutscenes. It looked crazy though. It looked like a lot of like the summons are gonna be tied to certain characters, which seems pretty cool. It was just an insane trailer. I was like, damn, this was better than the first trailer they had. So looking forward to see that game. It's going to be coming out in the summer of 2023. That is until it gets delayed again. Then
that's a hint for all our LWGF VGL players.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see who picks it up next year. Yeah. So Street Fighter 6 was also talked about, which at first
that looked interesting.
See, at first I was just like, all right, I've never been a Street Fighter guy. Like I do like in some fighting games, Street Fighter was never my jam. I never liked the button configuration or anything. I didn't like the gameplay. So I saw it and I was like, it is what it is. And then when they showed the character running through an open world, I was like, oh, hang on a second. What's happening here? Like,
yeah.
So I'm curious to see with that.
It's like you're running through an open world, then you fight someone, and then it turns into the side scroller fighting. Which was like, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Like you still have the roots of the game, but you're adding another dimension to it.
It's almost like Pokemon, where you're running through a field, and then like you get into Pokemon battle.
Then you get into an encounter
battle mode.
Yep. Yeah. I just want to point out, Mortal Kombat did that shit years ago in Mortal Kombat 6. So I'm glad Street Fighter's catched it up. It didn't work well for Mortal Kombat. They had to revamp the whole series. But I'm curious to see how it works. I'm not gonna fuck with it. Like I said, I'm not a Street Fighter guy. And they did decide to come back and show Thick Ryu. Good old thick boy Ryu out there, just looking wide. So there was that.
And Chun-Li was thin. Usually Chun-Li is the thick one. Right?
Insert. No, not really. She was always pretty lean.
Who's the thick one then?
I don't know. I doubt you knew anyone really other than Chun-Li.
Legs. Yeah, he usually has the thicker legs, right?
I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, more muscular, but whatever. Keep going.
Another one they showed was Tunic. Tunic is finally coming to PlayStation, which I thought was pretty cool.
So my question is, is that gonna bump up my score? No, right? I don't think so.
Potentially, more eyes are going to be on it. Maybe they'll. It's still going to be the same version of Tunic, so it's possible that somebody who didn't play Tunic might review it. It's unlikely, but it is an indie game. Maybe not everyone got their hands on it. Maybe there's PlayStation exclusive sites that do work that do give their critics to Open Critic, so it could potentially go up or down depending on their score. Hopefully it goes down. Great game though. Everybody should play it.
Yeah. If anything else going to go up, it's not going down.
It could. Hey, if somebody's just like, man, this game sucks. This game is pure trash. I don't want to be a fox. I want to be a rabbit. But that's coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on September 27th.
Do you think the haptics will do good with that game?
I don't think they're going to be incorporated.
On PlayStation. Oh, okay.
I think it's like, hey, this vibrates. Like, I don't think they're going to really go into detail with the with the haptic triggers because it's PS4 and PS5, and that's just extra work for the devs. Like,
that's
I don't
true.
think
Yeah.
I don't think that's going to be a thing.
Okay.
Good question though. Good question. You know gaming there. You learn.
Hey man, I try.
We also had Season, A Letter to the Future.
Don't remember that.
Yeah, I know. Neither did I. None of us did.
That one was a brief one. I don't even know what I was watching.
Artistically, it looked cool. I'm gonna just play this video real quick to see, like, because I remember like the character on it. Okay, this seemed you're petting a cow. Yes, the cow petting simulator.
Oh, right.
Yep.
Okay.
You're talking to people. I think it's supposed to be like the end of the world.
Sounds.
Yep, it's supposed to be the end of the world, and you're documenting life on Earth before it ends.
Oh, interesting.
I don't think they explained that in the trailer, but that is what the game is. I remember looking into it.
Oh, that's a cool concept. Okay.
Oh, a great concept.
Better
Yeah,
than
that trailer didn't do it.
No, it did not. What the fuck is going on?
Just put me in front of a camera. I'll just tell you that. Like, you're gonna have more people will be like, oh, maybe I'll play this. And one of the last ones I want to talk about.
No, I was gonna say you can't forget, but I want to see if you say it.
Stray.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. That's the last one I want to talk about here. So Stray looked better than everything else here. As you guys know, you're playing as a cat running around in a world where it's mostly robots, and you're just doing some cat stuff. Looks amazing.
So in the gameplay, they showed the cat running away and like dodging things, but they didn't show it attacking.
You can attack. In previous trailers they showed in the past, you get like this weird like laser thing on your back. It's like kind of a robot, and then you use it to like shoot.
Scratch anything.
As far as I know, no. Okay. But you can like shoot stuff with your laser.
Okay.
But game looks good, and it has a release date officially. It's coming to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 on July 19th. You should know because that's your game.
As big as cats are on the internet, I'm surprised they haven't made a cat game sooner.
Right?
Yeah, right.
But
speaking of cats, I'm close to getting one. So
yeah, how's that going?
Oh yeah, good luck.
I got approved. I just they just gotta I just gotta go meet a cat in person.
Nice.
Do you get to choose, or do they just give you a cat?
Yeah, so they have like a bunch of cats on their website. Cool. It's like, hey, I'm interested in this one and this one. I go in person, meet with the fosters, look at the cat, and then if anything, I just take it.
Nice.
Just take it.
You don't have to say it. You don't have to say it now, but do you already have ideas for names?
For the cat, I'm gonna let my nieces name it.
Nefertiti.
Damn.
Because it's
hard.
going to them, and the cat is going to them and my mom, so I'm just gonna let them name it.
Okay.
But the cat on the website that I'm looking at is called Little Buddy.
Oh, Little Buddy.
Yeah. Cute kitty.
Little Buddy. I don't know. You gotta change that.
No, definitely gonna change that. I'm gonna let them name the cat. But
that could be a nickname.
They're gonna
they're gonna
come up with the stupid. They're gonna come up with the stupidest names.
They're gonna be like Kumar.
Oh God.
They're gonna think of things that are already like they've heard before and try to use that, and I'm just gonna be like, no.
Yeah.
Come up with something on your own.
Well, it's like that with my family. My family, when they look at the like the cats we have, Gollum and Smeagol, those were the original names that nobody in my family remembered. So like, no, we're gonna call Gollum Domino because he's black and white. I'm like, yeah, that's real original.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, so if you're gonna change Domino's names, you have to change Smeagol's. What's Smeagol's name? Like, oh, we're just gonna call her Smeagol. Like, you see what I'm saying? I was like, so you have a cat called Domino and another one called Smeagol. That makes no type of sense.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, I still go with Gollum and Smeagol. That's why they attack everyone.
Yo, have you guys like noticed my eye twitching like crazy?
Yeah, we've been saying it to you for years.
No, like in this episode.
I don't pay attention to your eyes anymore. So long. If I did that, I'd lose my mind.
Because it's literally like every time I blink, it twitches, and I think I'm done.
I've noticed you kind of like over blinking.
Yeah,
that's because every time it like this eye is just like this. It keeps spazzing. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But
if you want to see this good eye blinking content, you got to watch this on YouTube, guys.
Yes, and I have a new camera, so you might be able to see it better.
Yeah,
so see it in high def.
Yeah, in 1080p.
But yeah, that's all I got for the PlayStation State of Play. But I'm curious, how did you guys feel about the State of Play? Because this has, by most people, gone down as the best State of Play so far since PlayStation started doing it, which I have to agree with.
It was good. I remember the last one I saw was like meh, like they didn't show
usually
anything
are
interesting.
yeah.
And this time they actually showed some interesting stuff. They announced dates, which is like the most important things for us, at least for the game, for our league. And but yeah, no, it was. It was good.
To me, it felt like. Well, I mean, I'm not big on these game things, but compared to other ones I've seen, it felt to the point. It was just like game. There wasn't like people speaking in between or songs just popping in randomly. Just like it was just like okay,
get ready for that
out.
in the
like,
Summer
boom.
Game Fest.
Yeah, that's the next one coming up.
That's how that one's gonna go down.
But that's what State of Play is. State of Play, they basically modeled themselves after the Nintendo Direct, where Nintendo Direct is like, we're going to show you these games, we're going to give them to you, and then they did the same thing with their indies, or Nindies at the time, where it was just like, we're just going to show you, like, here's game, we're going to talk a little bit about the game, get you out of here. You know what I'm saying? So State of Play is that. So PlayStation, it looks like with this episode, they finally like perfected that format. Like they finally got it down right. So hopefully from now on, State of Play is going to be a bigger deal like this. But yeah, so this is the first of our Summer Game Fest coverage, which we are going to be doing on the podcast quite a bit. And the next one is the Summer Game Fest proper, like the
opener.
the opener or spotlight. I forget. Is it called the opener? Like officially, is that the name?
I don't know, but it is the opener.
Yeah, I mean essentially that's
exactly
what it is.
Called. Yeah.
So that's the one. That's the first Jeff Keighley produced one that we're going to be seeing. So it should be fairly long. I think that's
Can't
where
wait
they
to see what he's going to be wearing this time.
I was waiting for it. I mean, we can't see.
Needs a new stylist.
You're about to just roast his shoes like last time. You're like,
that's all he does. He doesn't even watch the games. He's just like, what's Keighley wearing? What's he got under them legs?
His shoes don't match his outfit.
Yeah, so stupid.
But I feel like you might see a couple big games. Like maybe PlayStation was saving some big hitters for their potentially a God of War Ragnarok. I don't know. But
it's coming out this year. Trust me, I got good word.
I mean, like I
said last year.
I've been saying last year I was straight up telling you no. This year I have yet to say that to you. Like you might be right. Like you might be wrong. Might be right.
I've seen different posts where they're like, "It's coming out this year," and I haven't seen anyone say it's not coming out.
Oh no, there's plenty. No, trust me, there's both. They're out there dating. You think I'm not paying attention to it? I'm doing constant research on this. Trust me, it's out there. But like, all I know is Danny's out there in California. He could head over to Sony Santa Monica and be like, how's the game going, guys? What's going on? Don't do this. Work on this.
Like, I'm delivering some Uber, and then you just go into their God of War Ragnarok office and just look at the files.
Nope.
I'll finish it for them. I'll just be.
That might not help the score. I don't.
That's true.
You might be shooting yourself in the foot.
Like, why are there so many bugs in this shit?
You just crashed the whole system.
Like, why is Kratos always on his head? Like, what's happening? But I think we're gonna see something big from PlayStation. Maybe some big Xbox stuff. Eslam might be one of yours. Maybe we'll get Forza Motorsport. Well, not Horizon this year. It's going to be Motorsport because Horizon was last year.
I thought you said Verizon.
I said Horizon.
Yeah.
So we might be getting that, or who knows? We should be seeing some good stuff there.